anyone out there who is watching this, welcome. This is Random Nonsense, where we are going to be discussing random fucking nonsense. Because
Dude, what the fuck is this song? Dude, I'm changing the station.
I've tested the sands of
Rock, you wanna go?
I've felt the fire
You in?
Fuck yeah.
I didn't rise from prophecy. I rose from pressure.
And we're live. Welcome to episode 3 of Random Nonsense. I'm Jay, your host. That's my co-host.
Out our friend Travis. So I would like to welcome our friend and director, Travis, into the studio tonight.
Ahoy, everybody. How y'all doing?
We can throw it to the clip right here. We have our special.
Hello, and welcome to a very special edition of Random Nonsense on a Tuesday. And yes, the beard is gone. I hate it as much as you're probably going to hate it too, because I have very, Mr. Potato Head-shaped skull features. So yes, my face is going to look weird for a few weeks till it grows back, but you have to live with it. But we are here today to interview a director, writer, and occasional actor in a movie that I just recently watched called The Grave of Benito Martinez. So I bring to you the director of that movie, Branden Bierbaum. And there he is.
What's up? Hello.
What's up, buddy? Welcome. How are
How
we
you
doing today?
Oh, just another snowy day in Minnesota.
Oh, isn't that always fun? Wait, you're in Minnesota wearing a Detroit shirt? You were a brave man. You were a brave soul, sir. You were a brave soul.
Yeah, when I was 5, mid-90s, my favorite movie was The Lion King. My favorite color was blue. My dad was watching Vikings versus Barry Sanders and the Lions, and I saw that logo, and I'm like, Dad, that's my team. And he said, yeah, right, okay. And then nearly 30 years later, still here.
Good for you.
We won our first playoff game in my lifetime 2 years ago, and I actually cried.
I don't blame you, man. You guys had a rough 10, 12 seasons easily. So good.
Yep,
good.
I was at one of the games
I
was at one of the games that was 0-16.
Oh, nice.
And then the highlight of the Lions player who runs out of the back of the end zone where Jared Allen's chasing him. I was in that end zone for that game.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was funny. We were in the middle of it. It looked like the ref was kind of like, what did he just do? Like his call was slightly delayed.
Fair enough. But that's kind of cool, though. I mean, I'm in upstate New York, and I'm a Sox fan, so I get shit all the time, and I'm like, I don't like the
A Red Sox fan?
Yep.
Now that you probably should not admit to.
I will die on that hill that I'm a Red Sox fan, sir, and a Patriots fan, and a Bruins, and a Celtics fan. I keep it all in one city.
Yeah, and Celtics were pretty good this year.
Mm-hmm. So far, which is nice. But yes,
well, they've never really had to. They even when they're bad briefly. That's just one of those franchises that they always bounce back.
They always seem to do that, right? Like they go 2 or 3, and they're just they don't do much, and then all of a sudden, oh, there they are. That's the team that they usually are.
Well, I'm sure you can see my jerseys back here.
I can.
I have a Larry Bird jersey over there.
That's awesome. One of the goats.
Right next to Magic.
Where it should be. I agree with that.
No, those two have to be.
Yeah, say it's great. It's great placement. They should be together.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But no, we are here to talk about your movie, and I have a few things that I need to ask you. So we've talked the last week or so and whatnot, and I told you that I'm really big into mob movies and stuff like that. What was your inspiration behind this? Where did it come from? Was it just a dream you had? What brought you to that point where this is the one I'm going to make?
Yeah, so more or less when I make something, I sort of, in my mind, it's all right, what is something that I would like to watch?
Fair.
And one of the things that I like is old school black and white noir movies.
Mm-hmm.
James Cagney, Humphrey Bogart, Edmund, is his name O'Brien? I think is his name. I just love that stuff. Actually, I just watched The Roaring Twenties with Cagney yesterday. and I wanted to make one, but I don't
Okay.
have the money for fedoras, Tommy guns, and all that stuff. So I thought, how about we do it in a more modern setting? And yeah, so recent year mob movies have been more or less biopics,
Yeah.
and there's only so many double crossing and guy who gets a mistress and can't control them. Like it's the same thing.
Yeah,
Where
it's the same trope.
Where like a movie like say The Departed, it's just a small little story. Well, it's not small, but it's like a little, just a straight up story. So
Yeah.
that was sort of there's so many different things that are stuff that I like that I put into it.
Mhm.
I love Sam Peckinpah movies, and one of
Okay.
his more famous movies is Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia.
Mhm.
I clearly took that title and spun it to The Grave of Benito Martinez.
It's a great name though.
Thank you. And yeah, so there's just a lot. I love mafia history. There are lines in the movie that are actually taken from court documents.
Really? Okay, that's kind of cool, actually.
The scene where Benito and the main character Dino, played by Zach Stain, he says like, "Do it right this time." That's taken from Sonny Black's Murder, which was in Donnie Brasco.
Oh wow.
He went to his meeting, knowing he was gonna get killed. He got shot in like the shoulder, fell down some stairs, and as like the dude reloaded, he said, "Do it right this time."
That's crazy.
And so I liked that line, and so I said,
It fits,
I want to use it for something. So yeah, I took it. And then like in the opening scene where it's Dino and his friend Nate, which I unfortunately play.
You do a great job. Don't sell yourself short. I actually, your character, and I'm not just trying to blow smoke up your ass because you're on my channel. Your character is my favorite one because you're just so nonchalant. You're like, whatever, dude. Like, you're just so chill about everything he's bitching about in the car. You're just like, all right.
But so I was going at is that conversation about like the Lost Boys and stuff like that. I've had a version of that conversation with a friend of mine.
Okay.
Where it's just, have you seen this? What about this?
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a friend who's the exact same way. So I understand that completely. Like, I try to tell him to watch stuff. He goes, yeah, I just watch sports. I go, I know you watch sports, but I'm telling you to like maybe change the channel and watch something different.
Yeah. No, so like, I was always, I don't know where I learned this from, but someone said to me once, when you write stuff, write about something you know. And then, so like, it's if you watch like Spielberg movies, a lot of his movies have like some dysfunctional family elements to it. Well, he was a child of divorce.
Okay.
He doesn't know what it's like hiding an alien in his closet in ET, but he knows the dynamics of, kids who are going through a divorce with their parents and like kind of have to fend for themselves for a little bit.
Which makes sense.
So that's sort of, in this movie, I think we've all at one point in our lives are here and wish they were up here and want to take a shortcut or something to it. And so, I took some of those experiences that I've had or friends of mine have had and just threw it in like a mob setting.
All right.
Inglorious black and white.
That is also one of my favorite features because you don't see that a lot anymore, and I feel like that's something that's an art form that should be used more often. Like it, sometimes I feel like it just makes the movie that much more like intense when it's in black and white than it is if it's just full color.
Yeah, well, and depending on how you shoot it, it can really make the character or the subject really pop. There's a few scenes where, especially in the woods, when it's just us, the characters being filmed, where it feels like we're in this weird, just your eye only goes to them.
Yep.
And yeah, and I love the shadow. I love doing shadow work. There's a lot of Godfather cinematography that I love, where it's a big dark room, but all you can see is the character.
Yep.
Like you can kind of see like the walls and stuff, but there's like an unofficial spotlight. Which I want to clarify, my movie is nowhere even close to Godfather. I just was making a point.
No, I understand that. Hey, man, I mean, it's your movie, so however you feel it lives up into your head is the most thing that should matter. Like, if somebody doesn't like it, they don't like it. But in your head, like, you love that thing. So that's one of the fun things that I've gotten from us doing a movie, having the interview with Shane, having the interview with AP, that people that make movies are, you do it because you love it. It's not just something that you're just trying to get rich off. Like, you finding like your niche and what makes you happy. So like if you think your movie lives up to The Godfather, then good on you, man. That's you. Like
It does not.
I'm just saying, like if that's how you feel, I'm happy for you. I'd
No,
like you in the top 5.
I kind of think of, because when I was younger, I used to like go to pawn shops with like $20 and just stock up on DVDs. And I used to love getting those like 30-pack movies.
Yep.
And then finding that one where you're like, that was not terrible.
Yes.
And those are the kind of that's sort of what I thought about this one, was like, say you're some 16-year-old, 20-year-old who just went to a pawn shop, grabbed some movies, and you're like, you know what? That one was onto something.
Right? That's the one that like sticks in your brain after, and you're like, that one wasn't half bad. I would watch that again.
Yeah, no, and there's a few of those. Like my favorite bad movie of all time is a black and white monster movie called The Killer Shrews.
I don't know if I know that one.
It's about giant killer mice, where it's golden retrievers with mice costumes on.
Oh, now I might have to look that up. That sounds awesome.
Mystery Science Theater did it, if you're into that.
I love them, so yes, I will have to look that up.
Yeah, no, it's but like I was just going through like a pack of just like those kind of movies, and yeah, I was like, you know what? All joking aside, I kind of liked that one.
Right. Cindy wants to know who would be your biggest influence that made you want to create movies.
Oh man,
good question, Cindy.
Who? I'll give 2 answers. One is not necessarily because of him, but because of his movies, would be Spielberg.
Fair enough.
Jurassic Park was my first favorite movie as a kid.
I actually just watched that last night. So It's funny you bring that up. I love that movie.
Yeah,
such a good movie.
And Jaws is my favorite movie ever.
Hefty Would Love You. That's his favorite movie too. I'll have to let him know that loves Jaws.
So I guess unofficially him, because 2 of my 3 favorite movies are Spielberg movies. But then I really, even if he doesn't make the best movies, I really dig how Robert Rodriguez approaches movie making. I really like his don't make excuses, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I went to film school. I've had plenty of people who were way more talented than me who 10 years later still haven't done anything because they're waiting for like the quote unquote perfect setup. It's like, you're not going to get the perfect setup. Just go for it. So, and I'll show you. A couple of years ago during COVID, we made a B movie called Hell Buddy.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, just this really, you know, like this was our monster. It got distribution. It's on Amazon Prime. I've made money off of it.
I'll have to look that up.
But like I just did it, you know?
Yeah.
And Rodriguez has a lot of that, of just like, one of his earliest movies was a TV movie called Road Racers with Salma Hayek. And
I remember that one actually.
Who plays Dewey in Scream? What's that guy? Arquette.
David Arquette.
Yep. So it's like a 1950s greaser movie.
Okay.
And there's a roller rink scene. And before they started shooting, their dolly broke. And so they kind of were like, let's just scrap and do it tomorrow while we fix it. And Rodriguez was like, no. He went out, found a wheelchair, and had someone just roll him around on the rink while he
held the camera. Yeah,
because he's like, look, this is all going to be 80 yards later because we're on a roller rink. there's squeaks and stuff.
Yeah, it'll kind of blend in. You won't really notice.
Yeah, and just sort of do it. Even though 90% of his movies are unwatchable, I love Roger Corman.
Fair enough.
I again one of those. Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like my first movie, The Gents. I had literally just a parking garage. That's all I had at my disposal. I'm like, fine, let's make a Fight Club movie here.
Okay, interesting shot with that. Be kind of cool.
Yeah, so it's just that one's free on YouTube if you ever are interested.
I might have to look into that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, because I didn't know. Like, I thought this was like your first movie. I guess I might have misunderstood that. How many have you made up to this point right now?
This will be number 4.
Okay.
There was The Gents, Hell Bunny, Don't Open the Box, and then this, my last 3. So Hell Bunny, Don't Open the Box were distributed by Trionic Entertainment.
Okay.
And then this one is obviously being distributed by Blood Pact Films.
Shane's a good dude.
Yeah. And what really sold me on him was he could do a DVD Blu-ray release.
Yeah.
So
I've got one of the copies here. We're supposed to be getting the Blu-ray soon, so that I'm pumped for as well. So yeah. I understand that.
But yeah, so this is number 4. I'm writing a feature for my cinematographer, the guy who did the black and white.
Okay.
Because he's amazing, Alex Arredondo. I want him to make a feature. I want him to do it, and so I'm writing something for him, and hopefully we'll shoot it this summer.
Nice.
Because he is. I mean, the best part of the movie is the cinematography.
Yes,
it looks just French.
I was actually going to ask: is the outside shots of like the bridge and all, is that stock, or did he actually go out and film all that?
There's some stock. There's some just him.
Fair
I won't say which is which.
I will take that, and I won't ask it any further. But
I'll say this: the drone shot over the city was stock. Because especially in this day and age, I don't want a drone getting shot down.
No, I don't blame you there. That would not.
That one I will admit. That one I'll admit to.
So, if you could make any dream movie that you could ever want, like whatever cash you need is paid for, like what would be like your dream thing to do?
So I want to make something that I'll enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give 2 answers.
Okay.
1, I would love to do a Friday the 13th movie.
Okay, that would be cool.
That's my slasher genre. That's my horror movie genre, horror movie franchise. I just love Friday the 13th. I grew up on a lake. My girlfriend in high school, her dad's name was Jason.
That's awesome.
My birthday is the same as Jason Voorhees, June 13th.
Really interesting.
Yep. So there's just there's just a lot there. If I could make something with money not being an issue,
mm-hmm.
I'd probably do a movie on Anthony Gaspipe Casso, the former Lucchese underboss who just snapped and went crazy.
That would be a fun one to watch, that's for sure.
He's the guy who tried to kill John Gotti.
That was, my brain was starting to think, I was like, wait, that's tying into another name I know. And then you said it and like, yep, there we go.
Yeah, but I don't want to do a biopic on him. I want him to literally just that year where he lost it.
Okay.
Like, he ordered the hits on at least 20 members of his own crime family.
Damn.
Just because he was paranoid.
Well,
and everyone was just afraid of him.
That's crazy. So who would your dream cast be for that? Like, who would be the guy to play that for you?
He's someone a little shorter. No, I wouldn't even. I I haven't even gotten that far.
Fair enough. I just thought I would ask.
Yeah, no, I got nothing right now.
No worries.
Yeah.
So, what was the out of the whole movie? What was the hardest part for you guys to film? Because you guys bounce around a lot in scenery and places throughout the whole movie.
Yeah. I would say the hardest part of filming, and me and Alex, so Alex has been there for Hell Bunny, Don't Open the Box, and The Grave of Benito Martinez, and we both agree, we're like, this went really smoothly.
Oh, that's good.
I would just say the logistics of getting John Fiore from Boston to here and then getting everything set up, because he was a SAG actor. It's the first time I ever worked with a SAG actor.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to have insurance. I had to fill out a lot more paperwork. I had to provide transportation, meals, all that good stuff. And John was and to all those who don't know, John is from The Sopranos. He played Gigi. And actually, you're familiar with The Sopranos, right?
Yes.
So do you remember Gigi's first scene? He's picked up at the airport, and then he shoots the guy who picks him up.
Yep. I had to think about it. I was like, man, I haven't watched that forever. But yes, I do remember that.
I went to go pick up John, and all of a sudden, it's just John walking to my car. And I'm like, huh.
I'm going to get shot when I stop there. As I said, the cats show up all the time.
Yeah, I see.
Animal friendly.
But no, John was awesome. We took him axe throwing afterwards.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then he's an East Coast guy, so he's never had a cheese curd.
Oh, he's missing out then.
Oh, so his wife called him the second day and was like, how's it going? He's like, babe, you ever had a cheese curd? No, it was a lot of fun. I remember we were on set. You know how sometimes people talk using movie quotes as like just that's how they talk
a lot. So yes,
yeah. John responded to me with a quote from the movie, and I looked at him like, "Did you just quote the movie?" He's like, "Yeah, I memorized the whole thing." I'm like, "That's so cool."
That is pretty awesome, actually. Good
so yeah, it was. He's awesome. We've stayed in touch. He's crushing it. He was telling me great stories behind the scenes. He's also a Law and Order guy. He was in Law and Order for a few seasons. He was in Coda, which won Best Picture.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he wasn't a main character, but he was in it. And God, what else was he in? I'm totally blanking. But yeah, he's one of those guys whose career's been around for a while.
Yeah,
and it was really fun.
I remember him as a kid.
Yeah,
like,
he was
stuff.
Yeah, he does have one of those like TV faces of like, I've seen you somewhere.
Exactly, and that's what I told you before as we went live when I watched it. The moment he came on screen, I'm like, who is this? I know this face from somewhere, and it was driving me crazy till the end of the movie. That I know.
Yeah, he's awesome. He was cool. He knew, we kept it professional on set, and then I told all my buddies, look, we're here to film. Once we're done filming, then you can ask your Sopranos fan questions.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
And what's awesome about him too is that, as he put it, look, I was in one of the greatest TV shows of all time. I'll happily talk about it.
Which makes sense. I get that.
Which was awesome. I just told everyone, like, look, let's save the questions for when we go axe throwing.
Right. That way you guys have a few drinks, having some fun, and then you can ask whatever you want.
The job is done. Now we can relax.
Yes, I agree with that. That way you get everything done that you need to get done first, and then the fun times are after.
Exactly. But yeah, no, it was... Yeah, I would honestly say that was the most difficult part. And it wasn't even that difficult. It was just making sure I had everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like any indie film, just getting everyone's schedules lined up.
Yep, that's the hard part sometimes.
Next time I make something, I may just take a week off of work or take 2 weeks off and just get it done instead of just sporadically film throughout a month or two.
No, I understand that. How long did it take you to film this?
Once we started filming, I would say 2 months.
Okay.
And then throughout the editing process, like, oh, we need an insert shot here. So go out, get an insert shot. I would say, but like the actual filming, 2 months.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Say, because I know when we went to do the Anointed, we got it done in a week because everyone had to go like back to their lives. So we had like 7 days. So we landed in Arkansas on a Saturday, and we just hit the ground running from like that day until the last day of shooting. It was just like nonstop every day, like 10, 12, 16-hour days. One day went 24, 26 hours and change.
Oh, wow.
Just to get it all done.
Yeah. I think the next thing I do, I might do something like that just to be like, look, just, literally just bite down the mouthpiece and get it over with.
Right. I know, I understand
because then you run so like, for instance, one time we were going to film and like someone's car broke down and we had to wait 2 weeks for their car to get fixed and, stuff like that. But that's the fun. It's the fun of indie movie making.
Yeah, because you just never know what you're going to get each day. It's kind of a crap shoot. You just wait and see what happens the next day and keep going with it.
Exactly.
Ugh. So, with this movie, I know that it's very mob based. It follows kind of like the standard, like the guy wants to like not be here, but he wants to be here. He wants to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the name of the actor who plays Dino.
Zach Sane. He's a theater actor. This is his first movie. I think he did a short once, but like this is his first movie. Yeah.
And there's a few times in the movie, just like his stance, like the way he walks, he talks and acts. I'm like, I would believe this dude. Like if I walked up onto me in the street like this, but like I'm not fucking with that guy. That dude gonna kill me if I say something wrong to him. Like he does a really good job about being that character.
Yeah, and so what was really big for me was because this is all without giving spoilers. This is a careful what you wish for kind of story.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever seen this, but sometimes people get like promotions at work and they're more miserable than before.
Yes. I've been there in a few jobs I've had. So
Zach's performance purposely changes halfway through the movie.
Yep.
And he crushed it. I gave him here's what I'm thinking, but make it your own, and he put on that. And he's great. Especially for someone in theater to go from theater to film, and especially a film that is not over the top. It's supposed to be, in a sense, realistic.
Yep.
Where theater people, you have to do exaggerated movements.
Yep, because you're trying to sell it because you only have a limited amount of props or whatever around you to.
Well, and also like you got someone sitting way, way, way back, and like way back in like row 50 and stuff like that. I mean, if you look back at the early films when sound just started, or even when it was silent films, they were all theater actors, and they were very over the top. They were very big. It wasn't until around like the 50s and 60s when they started having more subtle performances.
Gabby wants to know, is the movie that we're having this chat about out already?
So it should be out by the end of the month. Yep. On Blu-ray DVD out in the next week or two, and then the distributor Blood Pact Films is working to get it on some streaming services.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that most of the distributor's movies are on Fossum, if I'm correct.
Yeah, to just hit there the other day.
So I think that's sort of the goal there. I've seen a couple of his stuff end up on Tubi. So if we can get on Tubi, that'd be awesome.
That would be pretty awesome. Pam wants to know, can you give a bit more about the movie without giving away anything?
Yeah. So the movie's about a young criminal named Dino and his best friend, Nate, with dreams of climbing the ranks of a crime family, but they're kind of going at a snail's pace, at least in Dino's eyes. And then finally, he's kind of given a chance to potentially rise the ranks when his boss gives him a murder contract to take out the most feared gangster in the city, Benito Martinez. And then the movie is them plotting how to do this and sort of the legend of this Benito Martinez. He's that's one of the things I love too in movies is legends and stuff.
Yep.
And so like, you know, you say someone's name and all of a sudden you see someone just go.
They kind of look over like, oh no.
Yeah. And so like when you mention Benito's name, the characters kind of like, you know, they cower a little bit and stuff. So yeah, that's more or less what the movie's about.
I think the scene with, not to spoil anything, but when you and him are having the talk about him and you kind of learned who he is at that point, you're like, dude, I'm out. Like you're just like, nope, I'm not doing this. That like I think that was a really good part that ties it in, like how scary this dude is. Because at first you're like 100% there, then the next scene, not so much.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, that's more or less what we were aiming for. Yeah.
Sydney wants to know, is this your first black and white movie? And what was the hardest part of working with monochromic cinema? I think I said that right. Hefty's not here. He's usually my like word guy.
It was awesome filming in black and white. We did a few test shots just with like just on my iPhone, just like of making some black and white shots. So like I had my roommate at the time like hold a prop gun, and you know I did some tests with like shadow work, you know, as I like to call it, the two-face angle where you see one person's face but the rest is shadow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was I'd actually would say it's kind of easier.
Really?
Because you're not worried about colors blending together.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like, and so like if let's say our light, say we're having an issue with a light,
Mm-hmm.
well, we could use another light, because even if it was a slightly different color, because we don't use that color.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense.
I would say, but one of the things we had to worry about too were making sure shadows don't completely cover someone.
Yep. Kinda
Like there was a few times in the woods where we really had to make sure. So like I would tell some people, I would tell my guys, the actors, especially when we were in the woods, wear a white shirt somewhere. You good?
Sorry about that. My headphones were like.
I would tell people in the wood scenes, have a white undershirt, so there'd be something to kind of stick out a little bit.
That makes sense. That way, it kind of like adds that like color without adding the color to it.
And also, it's somewhere for the eye to go to.
Ah, I never thought about that either.
Because the eye is looking for a subject, and a white shirt helps stick out in a dark woods.
This is true. Okay, that makes sense. Huh. Never thought about it that way, actually. Sydney says, easier but harder at the same time, or at least it is in photography.
Yeah, I found it easier. Doesn't mean it can't be harder. You know, thankfully, this movie was there wasn't many action scenes. I'm sure there's some difficulty with more movement. A lot of the camera is pretty straightforward and let the actors do their thing.
How many guys did you have on camera at the time?
I like small sets. My biggest pet peeve are sets where there's 5 people too many.
Yep.
I would say the most I had on set that weren't actors was like 5.
Okay. So sound, recording, everything like that.
Sound recording, someone just kind of there
Mm-hmm.
for when crap, batteries died, you know, or
run and go grab new batteries.
Yeah. So, yeah, one of my biggest pet peeve is a set where there's like 10 people who are like, what are you doing here?
Right? You're just kind of in the way at that point.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's sort of how I do it. It doesn't mean it's perfect, you know. obviously, if someone's shooting an epic, they probably should have more than 3 people behind the camera.
Yeah, I get that. You know, more
and
more
Alex
shots.
and Alex is like a traveling 5-man team on his own. He has so many lights. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
So he set you up with it, everything to go.
yeah,
Yes,
he-
and like making sure the microphone was on.
Yep. No, we were talking beforehand. Sound is that mosquito that you're trying to find in the dark. I can't stand it.
Yep. Like
every time you think it sounds good, you found out someone coughed.
Yep, or something was out of place that it was in the last scene, so then you got to go back through and adjust it or whatnot.
Yeah. No, sound. Yeah. Obviously, it's important, but there's times where I just want to take a microphone and just, or when I'm editing the audio strip on like the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to strangle it.
I believe that. I believe that. There was a few nights we watched Jimmy do the editing for that, and there was nights he would just be like, "I'm done for the night. I can't do this anymore. I've looked at this all day. Just done with it." So I understand that.
Yeah. No.
Even for the small things I do for like the show, like for the intros and whatnot, just getting it to sync up in the right spots at the right time. Sometimes it's just the most nerve-wracking thing about it.
Oh yeah. No, for sure. 100%.
So you said you went to school for film. What school did you go to?
I went to MCTC for a year.
Okay.
Without bashing anyone at MCTC, because I made a lot of good friends there. There was sort of the movies I wanted to make, they didn't think should be made. They were artsy per se.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I wanted a full college experience, and so I transferred to Augsburg University.
Okay.
Which was a 4-year, and there was a professor there, Professor Wes Ellenwood, who passed away 22, I believe. Don't Open the Box is dedicated to him. But he basically, when I was tutoring, he asked me, "What kind of movie do you want to make?" And I just said, "Animal House." And he's like,
Okay.
I can teach you how to make Animal House. Like, it was just very... He's like, "Those are movies too."
Yeah.
Wasn't a holier than thou,
Which is a great movie, though. I do love me some Animal House.
Yeah, no. So I loved it there. If I could take MCTC's equipment room with Augsburg's style, I think that would have been the best.
Fair enough.
Because MCTC had some cool toys. They
That's
had
always
They had a red camera when no one else had a red camera,
Ooh.
but no one could touch it.
It's just to look at, no touchy.
Yeah, but yeah, it was good. And then I always tell people that the best way to learn about movies is watching movies.
Yes, I agree with that.
There's, the film school taught me how to format screenplays. They taught me how to, set up equipment, all that good kind of stuff. But more or less, the best way to learn is watching stuff and being like, "Here's what I would have done differently. Here's what I liked."
I still do that now when I watch movies. I'm like, that's not a good angle. Why didn't they go this way? Or like, if the light's not right, I'm like, why didn't they light it from that angle to this angle? Like, so I understand that.
Yeah.
But I weirdly enough, I've been doing that with movies since I was a kid, though. Like, I'd watch it, be like, that seems a little wrong. Why would they do it that way?
Yeah. No, but also because I know the difficulty of making a movie, unless it's like a big budgeted movie, I just respect anything that gets made because I know how tough it is.
Yes.
It's sort of, I'm trying to, so like when there's, oh God, what was it? This didn't happen, but let's just say a movie like The Avengers has like an obvious flub.
Mm-hmm.
Like an obvious, like, okay, I'll make an example. Infinity War. I love Infinity War. The CGI of Bruce Banner in the Iron Man Hulkbuster,
So bad.
there is no need for a movie like that to look that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But then, let's say, the old Harryhausen stop motion movies.
Yep.
I know it's cheap, but someone physically was doing
Having
the
to
stop,
move every part of that to continue.
and I
on
respect
scenes.
that. Yeah, is it dated? Of course, but it's awesome just to see that.
Well, that's kind of where the same outlook that I got after we did our movie. Like, and I'm not saying I used to shit on like low budget movies or whatnot, but I may have not given them the time and the respect that they should have had. Like, I'd watch and be like, oh, all right, that was cool. But now
Yeah.
it's like anytime I'm like somebody like when Shane asked me to watch something, I'm like, yeah, shit, I'll watch it. I don't care. Like, I know how much work goes into that, how much somebody cared about it, the effort that they put into it before it even got on screen. So it's like you kind of get that newfound respect for those things. You don't realize how much actually goes on, even before you say shoot for the first scene, how much work went into that one person to build it to where you could go to that scene.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, unless you're something like the Avengers, I'll respect anything that gets made because it's. I used to joke, you know, I grew up with like Lil Wayne, the rapper,
Yeah,
and then he tried doing a rock album that sucked.
I remember that actually.
But it's like, hey, he went for it. I respect it.
Yeah,
I bet he wanted. I bet he wanted to do that for years. Went for it. It didn't work. He tried it.
I mean, sometimes that's all that it matters, that you actually try to do something that you're normally not in your comfort zone of things to do.
Exactly.
Cindy would like to know, do you have a favorite genre to make?
Somewhere between crime and horror movies. I don't like just straight up dramas. To me, I like seeing stuff that I probably can't see in real life. Doesn't mean I don't like dramas. I love When Harry Met Sally, which is a comedy, but you get what I mean.
Great movie, though.
Yeah. But, you know, if I have a choice to see Hamnet versus Sinners, I'm going to watch Sinners.
I agree. I love that movie.
Yeah, but that's just me.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, but like one of my good friends, he's a slice of life kind of guy. He loves those slice of life kind of movies.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's, you know, I don't dog on anyone for not liking something. That's just sort of how I am.
No, that makes sense. But like, if someone's movie taste is like the same as their music taste, you might not agree with everything about it, but that person, they enjoy that kind of movie or that kind of music. Like, that's their thing.
Yeah. Like, I have tried watching a bunch of Studio Ghibli anime movies.
Okay.
None of them have landed for me. But clearly there is a huge dedicated fan base for them.
Yes. A huge fan base.
Yeah. They've never landed for me. I've tried watching them with people who love anime. It just, for some reason, just doesn't stick with me.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
no, and I'll say this: the animation's beautiful.
Yes.
It's just a little too metaphorical storytelling for me.
There is a lot of that in a lot of those movies. So
I was really digging Princess Mononoke until they got to like a village, and then it got very metaphorical.
Cindy says she's starting to clutch her pearls right now.
I'm terribly sorry. I'm just being honest. I do have a Pokemon tattoo, so I don't.
Hey, I mean, and like I used to be really big into anime when I was a kid, but as I got older, like I'll still watch it, like if it's something I want to watch, but I don't keep up with it like I used to. Like, it's my friends tell me to watch all these new shows and stuff. I'm like, if I get time, I'll watch it, but okay.
I think one of my biggest issues with anime stories is everything's very end of the worldy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, if any nation can talk about the end of the world, it's the nation that unfortunately had 2 atomic bombs dropped on them. So I can see why.
Which is fair.
Yeah. But, what was it? There was this anime that my roommate found back in the day. I forgot what it was called. It was from like the 70s or 80s. It was about a sheep who saw his mom killed by like a wolf, and then like swore revenge and grew these like very demonic looking sheep horns.
Interesting.
And I was like, this is awesome. But that was an anime.
I mean, there's some good ones out there. Like I've always been and I always will be a fan of like all the Dragon Ball Z stuff.
My roommate really liked those two. I didn't really care for Dragon Ball, but I did like the one with Broly.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I liked Broly. He was like the right level of just a muscle-bound goon with like just enough of a personality. You're like, I like you.
He's just that dumb, but just that strong. It makes it great.
Yeah. I do remember liking that one.
So if you're gonna being we're on the topic of anime, if you're gonna make an animated movie, what would you want to do?
Well, I'll say an animated movie.
Yep.
Hand drawn. I mean, I'd probably do something in the style of Ralph Bashki and just make like a rated R crude cartoon just for shits and giggles. I love Ralph Bashki movies. They're so out there, and in fact, I might watch one now after this.
Well, but that's like the fun thing you can do with animation. You don't have to keep it so strict. Like you can tiptoe across some lines and bounce around, and it's a cartoon. No one's really going to be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they said that."
I really like Wizards. Have you ever seen Wizards?
I don't think so. No.
That one. So it's after a nuclear holocaust. There's two. There's two brothers who are wizards. They're both wizards. One is more of a stoner, just wants to chill and have sex with fairies. The other one is this power hungry dictator who finds in the rubble old Nazi propaganda videos that survived the nuclear holocaust.
Okay.
And basically inspires his legion of orcs to take over the world, and he plays actual Nazi footage.
Oh wow.
It's really out there.
Huh. That sounds interesting.
And then after you see all that Nazi stuff, that it cuts back to the one guy who's just smoking pot with fairies.
He's just chilling and having a good time.
Yeah. So Ralph Bashki, that's a good example of someone who didn't have the money that his movies probably needed, but I respect him for what he was doing.
Okay. I get that.
There's a lot of stuff of his where it's man, if he just had $2 million more, this could have been cleaned up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I kind of like the more jagged animation where it's not completely fluent, but you can tell somebody tried to bust their ass to make sure it was close as they could get it. I kind of like that style though.
Well, I love Scooby-Doo, so I completely agree with you.
Who doesn't love Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, but I do think with Bashki movies, if he had just a little bit more money, they probably could have fully reached the potential he wanted.
Which makes sense. That's usually kind of how it always goes when it comes to filmmaking. If you always had a bit more cash, a little bit more time, you could always tweak this, could always tweak that.
Yeah. That's another project I'd love to do. I would love to do a rated R Scooby-Doo.
That would be funny, actually. I think that would be a really fun take on it.
Especially if it was Scooby-Doo goes to Crystal Lake.
That would be awesome. I would watch that. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah. I would watch that.
Just a 40-minute Adult Swim TV movie.
Right.
I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think the jokes itself are there. It's a layup.
Yeah, you couldn't miss with that one, that's for sure.
Well, I didn't even like the show Supernatural, but that crossover they did with Scooby-Doo was that's just genius.
And that actually was one of my favorite episodes in the whole series of that show.
It was one of those, as soon as I heard they did that, I was of course, that makes too much sense.
Yeah. It's kind of where it had to go.
Yeah, it's almost I'm surprised they didn't come up with that sooner.
Maybe they did, they just wanted to wait?
Nah.
On as much as they could beforehand and then be let's do this now.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I would do.
That's cool. Well, I'm gonna ask you the same question we asked AAP Sellers when he was on here with us. How did you and Shane meet? How did you become a part of the Blood Pack family?
He posted on the Blood Pact Films. They posted something on Facebook looking for movies.
Mhm.
I messaged him. I sent him a screener. He liked it. Sent a contract. I signed it.
Fair enough. That kind of thing. I think that kind of thing. That's how ours went too. Like, he talked to Jamie and Travis. They watched the movie. Then, like a day or so afterwards, they're like, "So we're a part of this." I'm like, "Okay, cool, shit. That went really quick."
Yeah, no, it was pretty smooth. And like I said, what really got me was the hard copy release.
Right. Because I don't collect as much physical as I should. Hefty on the other hand he's the dude with like the bookcases full of movies. So like,
yep, I have 500 discs in my condo.
Damn, because that was his thing too. After he found out we're gonna get like Blu-rays and stuff, he goes, "I can add it to my collection." I was like, "Yep, there we go. That's what that's for." So the people who like to like stock up their movie collection. I used to collect a lot more movies in the process of moving and traveling and
Yeah,
whatnot. It kind of went from 4 or 5 shelves full to the shelf that's sitting next to me has one shelf full of movies and that's it.
yeah. No, although they've been doing, I think they've sort of figured out, because the DVD market has not collapsed. It's still there.
Yep.
And it's essentially now vinyl.
Yeah.
So they found out that there's, I'm just making up a random number. Let's just say there's $200 million worth of DVD revenue out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much. So instead of before where it was like $1 billion industry, now the companies are adjusting to like, okay, it's a $200 million industry.
Which makes sense.
And again, I'm making up a number. I don't know the actual number.
I get what you're saying though.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool though.
Yeah.
Well, do you have anything else to add before we cut this out for the day?
Well, anyone who sees The Grave of Benito Martinez or any of our other movies, even if you hate it, I appreciate you watching it because that means you sacrifice an hour of your time. And and if you're out there and you want to make something, just do it.
I really like your outlook on that, because that's the same thing you said to me after I said I watched that. You were just happy that I watched it, and I think that's something that gets lost a lot. That most people like want you to like go in and just like love their movie and like blow smoke up their ass and tell them how great it is or whatnot. But you seem like the guy, if somebody watched it and was like, "Hey, wasn't for me," but you're just thrilled that they actually sat through the whole movie and watched it.
One of my movies, Don't Open the Box, has a 2-star on IMDb, and I'm very proud of it because that means they watched it, they hated it, but there was one thing they liked.
Yeah, and that's fair.
And I'm like, awesome.
And it's funny that you end it with the like, just go out there and do it. That's kind of been our thing since the concept of our movies, that just do it. Like, why don't we do this? Like, what's stopping us from going out there with a cell phone, a few friends and a camera, and just putting something together?
Yeah, well, we live in a time now where indie movie making is not only possible but potentially profitable with all these streaming services.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, I don't think you'll like get super rich off of it.
But no, you make it to be comfy.
But like once a month, I get a check for my past 2 movies. It's not much, but I get a check. So yeah, just do it. Just do the thing.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Just go out there and do something, kids. Every kid has a cell phone now. Just go out there and do it.
Just do the thing.
I mean, there's a good chunk of scenes in The Anointed that were filmed right off my iPhone.
Oh yeah, no. There's a few shots
shot with it.
Yeah, there's a few scenes in Benito where it's like, crap, we didn't get this. Run out with a cell phone, get it real quick.
Hey, it helps. It fills in the spaces, gets it done. You're good to go.
Yeah, especially if you're not doing like an effects-heavy movie, a cell phone can do the trick.
Yeah, hits it in the spots, you get it done, and you're set.
All
Well,
right.
thank you for this. This was awesome. I actually learned a shit ton today, and this is my first time doing this without Hefty, so I feel like I did a really good job at keeping things running. So thank you. I appreciate
Well, this was a good time. I only now lost my voice.
it. Hey, and if you want to come back on anytime, you're more than welcome. Just shoot me a text or whatnot. You can come on. We can bullshit about more than just your movie. We can talk about other movies, music. As we
Yeah.
talked before, we did this when we did the songs turning 10, 20s and whatnot this past year. Like anytime we do that, if you want in, you are more than welcome, my friend.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you guys for being here. We'll be back Thursday for our normally random nonsense, and then Sunday we've got the first ever wrestling show, and then Monday we have another interview. So keep a lookout for that. I am very busy lately. Everybody have a good night. Thank you, Brendan. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Have fun with your puppers. I hope you feels good in a couple days.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. And everybody else have a good night, and we'll catch you soon.